Motor racing is dangerous by definition. Motor racing is exciting. Motor racing is a sport that brings people to the limit, man and machine. And it must be seen as that. And people that are on the limit and equipment that work on the limit are bound to go wrong from time to time.
To be headhunted by the most famous team in the world is everybody's dream. For Rodri Mosley of Cardiff, it's a reality.
Just about everybody in Formula One, their dream would be to work at some point with Ferrari. It is the most famous team, the one with the longest history, you know, and so it's very prestigious, obviously. Nothing to take away from the other teams, but it's quite a buzz to work here.
This is the biggest challenge in professional sport, and having tasted professional sport with European PGA Golf and then with rugby and all the developments there, this was an intriguing opportunity, and it's massive, absolutely massive.
I came in here December '99, empty office, just a phone on the floor, and my directive was set up this logistics department, you know, first races in 12 weeks, you know, get on with it. So, one heck of a challenge.
His image outside is often portrayed as arrogant, distant and all the rest of it. I must say the image within the company is of a much more personable and normal person. Someone who's, you know, will deal with people normally and really doesn't have this attitude that seems to be portrayed outside.
It is very unfair that in the end of the day there's only one person up on the podium. Well, that's part of the game, and we won't change that. And it is so important that we have these people being motivated to do everything they can to make us winning races.
I like very much to drive the race cars, but the other side I like is professional side as well. And we are working together with the team, you know, and I want to have the results, and the team wants also.
The cars are much safer than they were. There's been a very big push in the last 10 or 20 years, really, to make the cars safer, try and protect the driver especially, as he's the person at most risk, and also to slow the cars down, make the cockpit safer, all the rest of it, and also try to stop bits of the car flying off, you know, into various places. No, it's for sure it's much safer than it used to be.
Worst weekend of my life, apart from my father dying, but my worst weekend in motor racing, and for sure. Unbelievable, just unbelievable. Up until then, I don't think there'd been a fatality in F1 for numerous years, and suddenly, because we were a very, very small team, Simtech, we were sort of 40 people, and when we travelled, 39 travelled, and we left the accountant behind it, you know, so it was a very, very small family team, and suddenly you lose one of your key men, and everybody was distraught. They just couldn't believe it. And to make matters worse, that evening, then the great man himself, Ayrton Senna, came into the garage and extended his condolence to everybody, shook hands, gave people hugs, because people were just so upset and what have you. And like the great man he was, he said, well, anything I can do, please let me know. And I'm sure he would have carried those wishes out. He was that type of person. And of course, then obviously the following day, he had his accident, and what can I say? You know, it's just such a great loss. He was such an ambassador to Formula One, and a genuine guy. This is definitely the last challenge for me in motor racing. it does take its toll at you, on you really. I'm just so glad really now that I don't travel so much as I used to, because it's a young man's game. Guys are just hopping off planes into hotels, into circuits, back into hotels, back into planes, back here 4 days, back out. It's no life. Like you said earlier on, you know, the glamour is the 2 hours you see on TV. This bit is not the glamour.